Welcome to the wonderful world of teaching, where we share practical tips and tricks for new teachers or veteran teachers in hopes to find a little magic along the way. I'm Hannah, and this is part of my Spark series on classroom management. So today we'll be focusing on the first 10 minutes and how important that is in your classroom strategy. I walk into a new building or a new room, there's so many sensations and things that go on. And a lot of times our students are walking in with whatever happened that morning. This is the hardest part of teaching, is that we don't know what our students are carrying each day. They might walk into our classroom hungry, tired, stressed, or scared, and they might be battling conflict at home that we're not aware of. And so that's why the first 10 minutes are so important. You are looking to change whatever's happening. Let them know that they are now in a safe place where learning's going to take place. They're going to be challenged, but I think those first 10 minutes are really important for creating successful learning the rest of the day. Some things to do in the first 10 minutes is how you greet your students. I don't know about you, but I loved hearing my name in my classroom. I loved getting to, when I was a student, not necessarily when I was a teacher, but in the classroom, I made it a priority to always learn the student's name and how to pronounce the names correctly and greet the students by name and use their names as frequently as possible. It's their ownership. It's a quick way where you're validating students and who they are. And so, we've seen so many fun ways to get to acknowledge students in the morning. It can be high fives, it can be fist bumps. Sometimes students have a special handshake that they do with their teacher. It doesn't need to be any of that. But I think it is important to go out and meet your students. So whether you're an indoor school and they're coming into your classroom through the hallway, or you go outside and bring them inside from the line, be there when the bell rings. Don't be rushing to get them. Don't wait in your classroom for them to all come in. Start right off at the beginning and greet them. So it can be a warm handshake, whatever it is, and it doesn't need to be a big greeting. It can be a wave if touching maybe not your favorite thing, but using students' name is so important. Good morning, so-and-so. I'm so happy you're here. Good morning, so-and-so. So happy you're here, right? You're acknowledging who they are. You're giving them a warm greeting, because that's something that's going to shift their dynamic right away. If your students are walking in and it's wild and crazy and they've already had that kind of morning, you're not really shifting any energy there. And so when you start your classroom each day, you're looking to change the tone, right? In our classrooms, we want it to be calm. We want systems to run successfully, procedures and routines, and we want to maximize the amount of time that we have with our students so that they are learning. If we're able to spend those first 10 minutes successfully changing the dynamic of how students are walking in, that's going to pay off the rest of the day. The next thing is to make sure that you have routines and procedures. So if I'm thinking about my classroom day, students are going to be walking in, they're going to have backpacks or binders or materials. I need to know, where do those go? If it's a mess, things aren't organized, that needs to be the priority of what I'm focusing on reteaching my students so that they understand. Because students are always going to have questions when they come into our classroom. And if we can eliminate some of those questions if we already have systems and routines. Where do I put this? Where does this go? Here's this. Here, let me hand you this. That constant questioning, that can be overwhelming as a teacher right first thing in the morning when you are also trying to get organized. And some days you're not as organized. So, finding papers and things, you don't want that added stress. So, right, that's a controllable that you have to be able to own your classroom and run the system smoothly. So reteaching this will need to take place. It happens often, and students aren't always going to remember. If we have that understanding, my students don't always remember, that's a better approach or mindset to have and it gives us patience to teach things. When we come in with, my students should already know this, I taught this so many times, that expectation is never going to be met. And so we're always going to be left disappointed, overwhelmed, and it will lead to burnout. So if you just have that expectations, my students are always going to need to practice these routines. They are learning. And having that mindset will really help change and shift the way that you're approaching their questions and their curiosities. So organizing your space, that'll kind of be the next thing, the routines and procedures. And then once students have put things away, what do you want them to do? A lot of times students, maybe are taking attendance on their own. I don't know about you, but when I'm greeting students and I'm saying their names, I already know who's here and who isn't here. But a lot of times teachers have kind of attendance, hot lunch, those kinds of things. A lot of students can be responsible for. They can take if it's a stick or a little icon or a picture of them, whatever it may be, move it over to hot lunch or cold lunch or attendance, whatever that may be. But that's also an opportunity to take something off of your plate. It is having them own, hey, I'm here today and this is my lunch. Because if you have to submit that to the office or put in attendance, it's already done for you, and then you can kind of get started on learning. So if it's a worksheet that students should be working on, make sure that that's something that's already done. If it's something that needs to be presented on a screen that they're working on in like a journal or something else, have that available and there. Or if they're just supposed to come in and wait quietly, that's fine, but that's hard to do, because if you're busy doing other things, that's going to distract from what's kind of going on. So to expect students to just sit and wait for you it's not a great strategy. I would try to have something that they can be working on. It might be finishing up work, depending on how old they are, but having an activity. And then I always think it's, again, good to create another greeting. So if it's morning meeting time, we're all meeting on the carpet, or, hey, good morning, what are some good things that are going on? That's a great way to also start the day, right? So let's start with some positivity. It's also nice if you have some music playing on that can kind of fill some of the sound, because oftentimes what I've noticed is if there's not sound playing, kids will fill the sound with their voices. And so if you're kind of filling that space with some quiet sound, that's great. If your class is a little more high energy and you want a little more high energy sound, that is totally fine too. But having kind of a signal like, okay, now we're all going to get started is great, and then move into that morning meeting or share something good that's going on, because we want to start the day with something positive. Like I shared at the beginning, oftentimes our kids are coming in with all sorts of however the morning went, and it can be different for every kid every day. And so we have to be mindful of that. And if you're spending the first 10 minutes with structure, creating that safety and trust and routine for students, they're going to feel safe. And then adding some positivity will also shift that mindset. Feel free to like and subscribe. Also share this video with anyone else that you feel might be helpful, and always share a comment. I love to see comments and respond back to those, encourage you. And with that, I'll see you the next time.